I am Christian Jenko, and I'd love to give you a update on my life in May/June-ish of 2020. First of all, I launched a school. I have been wanting to do this forever. I've been wanting to teach programming lessons based on the TED Talk that I gave back in college years ago. I finally have it. If you'd like to be learning from me how to program, specifically in the context of how to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to start a business, you can go to school.gen.co. I'd love to teach you, and I'd love your feedback. Next, I had a viral tweet that was pretty fun. I made a thing that's a little tiny tool for connecting Tailwind and coding Tailwind in React. It was great. Look at this. 259 people liked it, and I think it's 13,000 views. Amazing. Oh, it was so cool. From that, I launched a product to try to practice Adam Wathan's method of launching things. So I made an email list capturing emails, and then I emailed them out when I was about to publish it. It went pretty well, but I was really frustrated by the piece of it that was sending the emails. I would love for that to be easier. I would love for it to be like a combination of ConvertKit and user list and buffer. So this is a thing that Chris Atchard and I are thinking about. This might be a focus of mine for this next month. I want it to be just stupidly simple to be able to send email. I don't have that in my life right now. Next, I have a time tracker that's just beautiful. I love it. Here's what it looks like every day, almost effortlessly. I just have buttons all around my living space, and when I start a new task, like when I wake up, I push the button that says that I woke up, and then I can keep track of like how long I spent on each project. Today, I spent 14 minutes on YouTube, and then I can go back for the week. So that's going really well. I could say like, recording final cut 2 minutes ago. And then it counts up, and I like it a lot. So that's that. Next up, I still have this daily podcast called Your Thoughts. It has so many downloads. 9,000 people have downloaded the show. That's amazing. I'm kind of getting bored of it. I don't know what to do to spice things up, but that's still a thing. I got interviewed by Dream, the sleep headband company that I wear every single night that helped me cure my sleep onset insomnia, which was amazing. And it came out really well. My ego was stroked. They called me the great C. Jenko. I thought that was really cool. Here's something that's very exciting. I built a car with my sister's boyfriend, Patrick, who is a car guy. I'm not a car guy. Before this project, the only thing that I'd done was change a battery. I didn't even know how to change the oil. And he wrote me into this by saying, oh, you're looking for a car. You can buy my car, and you can help fix it. I know you've been wanting to learn about cars. There's just this one little thing that we need to change. And to him, because he has such a deep understanding of cars, that one little thing turned into literally taking every single piece out of the front of the car, taking it all apart, and then putting it all back together. As part of this, we realized that the engine block fourth cylinder had pitting, and it has to be perfectly smooth. Also, wow, I know words now. And so we had to go to a junkyard, which is just this amazing place. You get to go, and they have every single car, and you can take any part you want from the car, and then you go to the front and say, yes, I'd like this, please. And they say, great, that'll be $14. And you say, how is this legal? It's amazing. I love that this is now in my toolkit of if ever there was a problem that I had that could be solved by, if only I could get this car part. I feel confident that I could do that now. Also, in this picture on the right, I'm comfortable with what all of that is. We're looking at the timing belt right now that has gears that are going into the head of the engine, which is strapped on with a little tiny head gasket in the middle, which was probably like one of the faulty components in the last engine. And then the engine block is kind of in the middle there, and that's the piece that we got from the junkyard, and then below that is the oil pan where the oil sits. And all of those bolts I hand tighten myself. I feel so much more competent. It's amazing. What I'm most excited about in doing this project is that cars aren't magic to me anymore. If I wanted to do some crazy project where I put Tesla-style locks that just automatically unlock when you walk into the door, I feel confident that I can do that. I know all the parts of a car now. So that's going to be probably an upcoming project of doing more modifications on it. A problem that I'm very interested in is how you take audio or how you take long-form video and translate it into a format that's more shareable, that people on Instagram would be more likely to see, or people scrolling on Facebook would be more engaged with. So these are two experiments in that. The first one here is just transcribing it. I've done a few other ones of this. The second one is taking a video clip and doing a little clickbaity title on it and then putting a transcription below. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. And then for doing audio to video, I have two different experiments in that. This first one is doing an automated animation based on the speech. So this takes in an audio file and transcribes it, and then gets the phonemes, and then does the correct little mouth movements for everything I say. And then this one is actually looking at the video and doing a three-dimensional map of my face, and then making a three-dimensional mask. I don't know what this is going to turn into yet. The problem I'm interested in this is how you can make media more shareable. Easily and scalable. Chris Atchard is also thinking about this. He's done a few things about that. Another focus for this period of my life is thinking about how to build a second brain. Marie Poulin, one of my great friends, has a few videos about this and how to systematize your notes in Notion. I can't use Notion. I need to be able to use my programming tools to use plain text to be able to do things, but I love this idea of automatic backlinking that's been popular recently, based on Niklas Luhmann's system of a Zettelkasten, or a slip box in English from the original German. I love that idea because it fits so well with my method of research and my method of thinking of different project ideas and writing a lot more, of being able to link to things that don't exist yet and then go to that thing and see all my notes and thoughts about it. I love it. And I'm still tooling it. I like Obsidian. The system that I'm building right now is kind of compatible with Obsidian, but we're not quite there yet. I'm getting there. Something that I've benefited a ton from is writing way more. I have continued my habit of walking for about an hour a day first thing in the morning, which does a few things. You get fresh air, which is good for oxygen, because CO2 is a whole thing that I'd love to get into later. I think that'll turn into a video. And also bright light, which resets your circadian rhythm. I love that. And then I just start talking to myself. I have a little earpiece in, so it looks like I'm talking to a person, and I just have it recording to my phone. I feel a little schizophrenic. And from those hour-long walks, I'm able to condense my thoughts and just do a complete brain dump, and I come back in the morning just feeling completely clear and like I know exactly what I want to do, and I have ideas for different projects. So this kind of ties into the Zettelkasten note-taking second brain system, because I'll have little drips of ideas in one of any of 24 different projects, and being able to connect those between walks. If I can take every little drip of an idea for project A over the last month and have those all in the same place. Okay, well now when I'm inspired to work on that, I have this incredible resource to be able to work on just that and nothing else. What else? Nathan Barry has also written about this, that writing is good. Oh, I also journal at night. Something that's really helped with my sleep onset insomnia is my mind will be racing at night, and I feel like I just can't calm my mind down, which meditation has helped a little bit with that, but I feel like I'm having good ideas. And so I'll inevitably, after laying there for an hour and just having this idea bounce around in my head of like, oh my gosh, Christian, you have to do something with this. I'll like go write it down and then try to go back to sleep, but oh my gosh, then there's another one. So my way of dealing with that is I set up my iPad to be super low light and super big text, and I'll just lay on my bed and I'll just type, and I'll just keep typing anything that comes into my head. It's a zero filter. There are some horrifying things in there, but I'll just get it out, and then I keep writing until I can't write anymore. And more than anything else that I've tried to get to sleep, this has helped more than anything, because I feel trust in the system that the ideas that I've had that would be bouncing around in my brain don't have to bounce around in there anymore, because I've externalized it. Which is kind of related to like the David Allen thing. I switched to Linux. I'm actually recording this on my Linux desktop right now. That's fantastic. I wish I would have switched a while ago. I think the writing is on the wall that macOS is on its way out for developers. I may be calling that too early, but it's a thing people have been saying for a while. What I love about Linux is there are things that I've been so frustrated with in macOS for years that I feel like on Linux it just works. And if it doesn't just work, I'm able to go in and tweak anything. It's very similar to this car project of it's not mysterious anymore. I know how all the internal pieces are working. There's no one trying to stop me from making my computer work in the way that I want to. It's great. I love Linux. I built the machine that I'm running this on. It cost about $1,500. The specs of this machine, to get that in a Mac, I would have had to get an $8,000 Mac Pro. So it's also cheaper, which is nice. I could have 4 of these if I wanted to and do massive parallel stuff, and it was fun, like building my own computer. This summer I'm going to, in the next, I think, within the next 2 weeks, I'll be driving to Cleveland, Ohio to hang out with my very good friend Luca Pisa and his girlfriend Tori Mason, Dr. Tori Mason and Dr. Luca Pisa, I should say. So if you are anywhere along this path, I would love to hang out with you. Reach out. Let's grab lunch or something. That'd be cool. While I'm there, it's principally to escape the heat. But also, I think it's going to work really well that this is going to be when I learn how to paramotor, which is just like, if you don't know what it is, oh my gosh, watch this video. It's like flying. Humans can just fly, miraculously like birds. You have a parachute, and you have a fan, and you turn the fan on, it's just a little motor in the back, and you can just fly. And there's no, there's a single page of regulation on this. Basically, anywhere that you can fly a drone, you can fly a paramotor. You don't need any kind of license. I'm going to get trained, but that's really just to help me not kill myself. But like, oh my gosh, after I learned how to do this, like I could just teach other people, and no one could stop me. I'm so excited. I have 2 questions for you, wherever you happen to be watching this. Post in the comments, or just, you probably know me if you're watching this, so you can just message me directly. First one is, in thinking about this whole new world that's been opened up to me of this car, that I can change anything about it. It doesn't have power windows or power locks, so I'm going to like make a little Arduino-based system so that I can programmatically control those. And I'm going to have it like open when I slap the door and my phone is in range. It's so exciting. It also doesn't have cruise control, so I'd love to do cruise control. I'm curious about your ideas in that context. If you had complete control over a car, if you got to design your own car to do whatever you wanted, what would you make your car do? I'm in a position now where I could do it, so I'm curious about your ideas, especially if they're crazy and outlandish and I could never possibly do them. Second question is, what would you like to know how to be able, what would you like to know how to be able to make a computer do? I'm interested in this for teaching different lessons in my coding school. I get a lot of people who come to me and I feel like are in the same position that I was in before working on this car, but with computers, they have a really good app idea, something they're really excited about, but it's this entirely unknown space. They don't know how to make apps. They don't know the first thing about programming computers. They don't even know how to get started. I would love to know things that you would like to be able to make. What are those core skills that you'd like? I'm very curious about that because I could teach you how to do it on my school for free. That's it. Have a good rest of the month, and I'll see you in about a month-ish for more updates. Bye-bye.